One of the main reasons for me starting the Affiliate School YouTube channel was to help others learn how to make profitable affiliate websites. So I'm really excited today to tell you that I'm going to be auditing two affiliate websites sent in by subscribers to the channel. They have very kindly agreed to let me share this audit with you, and my aim here is to help them move their websites up a notch income-wise, but also so that we can all learn from where the websites are at and how they can improve, and so hopefully we can apply that to our own sites. I'm a firm believer that perfection can never really be achieved, and I'd also be the first to admit that my own websites are very far from perfect. You only need to watch my recent case study videos to see that for yourself. So no matter how harsh it might seem that my comments are in this audit, just know that it comes from a place of trying to be constructive and give some critical feedback. Now, if you like what you see in this video, please give the video a like, as it lets me know that you like this sort of content. And I'm thinking about doing this maybe once per month or once every 6 weeks. And the more likes I get, the more likely I am to do this again in the future. Now, we have two websites to audit today. This is not planned, it's not scripted, so it might be a little bit rough around the edges. You might say all the videos are like that, but we're going to get straight into it. So let's hop over to the computer and get this audit going. So the first website we're going to look at is this one called Carddetainingplanet Com, and this was sent in by Peter. Now, Peter was kind enough to give us some information about the website. So he's saying he's targeting the US, but also he's getting some traffic from the UK and Canada. So those are his three main targeted countries. The niche is auto detailing, but also washing and cleaning cars and polishing and that sort of stuff. He's making money with the website and the earnings are slowly increasing. So last month it made just over $500. December was 475, November 329, so we can see there's a nice upward trend there. And on average, he's getting around 15,000 page views. I also asked how far people thought they could take their website, and he said his aim was to go beyond $2,000 per month, but he feels that his knowledge is a little bit limited at the moment, and he would be happy if he could get it to $1,000 per month by the end of 2022. Now, looking at the rate of progress, it certainly looks like he could achieve that target of $1,000 per month by the end of this year. And he's been going for 2 years so far. He said he made lots of mistakes at the beginning, and he didn't really do much proper keyword research or anything like that. He's monetizing the website through display ads and through affiliate, and he said pretty much it's 50-50 in terms of that revenue split at the moment. So let's go and take a look at the website in some detail. We're going to look at the state of the content, we're going to look at the way in which the site is structured, we're going to look at his backlinks, and we're going to look for some more keyword opportunities for him. Now, he also says until recently he wrote all the articles himself, but he is now starting to outsource, so he's trying to scale this up a little bit. And he thinks that he can probably get to 150 to 200 articles by the end of this year. At the moment, there's about 120, and it's split between review and informational content, although the majority of them at the moment are informational. So if we take a look at the site, first of all, we've got a logo up at the top. The one thing I would say here, Peter, is that this is taking up a lot of space. Now, I'm on a widescreen iMac here, but if you were on a smaller device, then this is quite a lot of space here to be taking up before you even get to any content. So it might be worth just taking a look at that, maybe incorporating the logo in line with the menu, just so you're not taking up too much space. Now, I'm going to take a guess that these are three of your most important pages, and hopefully that is the case because we're making use of these links from the home page. I like the fact that you've got the About Me with a picture and introducing who you are and why you are passionate about cars and detailing and so on. I think that gives it a nice touch. And pretty much this is a standard looking home page. You've got an affiliate disclosure. Let's take a look at the About Me page. Again, this is nice. This is good from an EAT point of view, showing that expertise, authority and trust. So let's take a look at this site. Let's first of all Let's first of all pop it into Google and see how you're going from an indexing point of view. So there's 203 indexed pages here. Now, one thing you might want to look at here is whether you want to have these category pages indexed. I would certainly say you don't want to have your privacy policy indexed. So the first thing that I would be doing is going through the site, looking at those pages that you don't need to have indexed, and just adding a no index tag on those pages, whether you use Yoast or Rank Math or whatever SEO plugin you use for your metadata. Just go into the advanced settings and apply that no index tag. And typically I tend to no index my category pages, author pages, tag pages, and so on. It might be that you've got a reason for doing this. Let's take a look at this wheels one actually. So this really is just a category page with all of this content on. I'm guessing that you're probably not looking to necessarily rank this page, and with that in mind, I probably wouldn't bother having this page indexed. And the reason for that is that when you're looking at paint protection, for example, you might have a page that is focused on trying to rank paint protection, but by having these paint protection archives indexed in Google, you're potentially setting yourself up for some cannibalization issues. And as much as anything, you're just wasting your crawl budget by allowing Google to crawl those pages that you don't necessarily want crawled. But the good news is it doesn't look like you've got any kind of real indexing issues. So we already know that this domain is getting some decent traffic, and Ahrefs agrees with that, and it tells us we can see the keywords that are being ranked for here, and we can see that there's 4,500 searches per month. It might be a bit more than that. Obviously we did get that data from you. And of course on the day that I'm doing audits, Ahrefs decides to run very slowly. So we can see in the last 12 months particularly, the site has had a bit of a meteoric rise in terms of the traffic that is coming in, which is great to see. So in the last 12 months, you've gone from pretty much around 100 hits a month to almost 5,000 hits per month. So that's fantastic. So first of all, well done, because that's not particularly easy to do. And we can see that the majority of your traffic, like you said, does come from the United States, then followed by United Kingdom with 6.3% of your traffic, and then 2.3% of your traffic comes from Canada. So let's take a look at some of your keywords. And actually, you're doing really, really well here. Best car wax 2021. Okay, that's not relevant now, but you're probably ranking for 2022 as well. Position 8, types of car scratches, that's informational. Extractor vacuum, so turn your shop vac into it. Let's take a look at this page, because that's got really good search volume, and that probably is someone looking to buy an extractor vacuum. So let's take a look at this page. Turn your shop vac into carpet extractor quickly, easy and affordable way. First of all, well done. You've got your affiliate disclaimer up at the top, which is great. So you're covering yourself there. So yeah, and I can see what you're saying. This is predominantly an informational piece of content, but you've done a good job here because you've managed to include some product recommendations in here too, and then you've linked to a place to get more information on that. So that's great to see. What I would definitely say you should do here is you should link these images. So if I want to buy this, yes, you've got the link here, and I assume this is an affiliate link. Yes, it looks like it is. However, you also want to link your product images too, because some people are going to click those, and if you don't link them, you're just throwing away potential clicks. The pros and cons looks okay, and that's again a good thing to include. I love the use of images that you've put in here. I think what I would probably suggest that you do with this page, because this probably is one of your top performing pages, is that be bold and put a clear recommendation, call to action in here up at the top. You know, create a nice box with the image, with a bit of information, with a button, and tell them why they should buy it. I think you can increase things from a conversion point of view for sure. If you've not watched my recent video on how to do split testing, run a split test on this page, watch that video and then use that to run a split test on this page and see what you can do to increase the amount of clicks that you're getting through to your affiliate links. Obviously you've got paid ads on here, which is going to take away some of those clicks, but see what you can do. So let's go back and look at what your top pages are. So we can see, yeah, that extractor vacuum is your top page. 10.3% of your traffic is going there. And this is a really important point here. If you've got a website where the majority of your traffic is going to 3, 4 or 5 pages, and you typically will find that you'll have maybe 5 or 6 pages where a lot of traffic goes to, maybe 20% or 25%. Focus on those pages from a conversion point of view. Peter's got some really good traffic coming into these pages, and I just feel that they're not fully optimized at the moment in terms of conversion. And I think certainly just looking at that one page, there's so much that you can do there to try and push more affiliate clicks and ultimately pick up more sales. He's got the traffic, he just needs to work on that conversion. So let's take a look at his second best page here, this best car waxes page. I like this. I really like what you've done there, Peter, with that updated 2022. Okay, right. There's a couple of issues that I would point out straight away here. First of all, I like the fact that you're going straight into your product pretty much. Now, I'm not sure how much commission you're making on these. They're probably fairly low value products. However, there's a few things that I would point out. First of all, there's no button. So you're not giving them a button to click on, a really clear call to action. All you've given them to click on is this here, just this standard text link. It doesn't look particularly appealing. It tells them where to buy, so I don't even need to click on it. I can just go to Amazon and I can type this in and I can buy it. So the first thing that I would do is I wouldn't tell them where it is. I wouldn't tell them where to buy. At the very least, just change this to check latest price or check the price now or something like that. Don't include Amazon. Secondly, again, like I said before, link the image. And then for sure, you want to include some kind of button here or here. I like, again, the fact that you've got your pros and cons, that's great. But you haven't got a really clear call to action, and you do need to do that. The same for all of these products here. Now, the next thing I would say is Amazon the best affiliate program for you in terms of commissions and also in terms of the products? And this is a common problem that a lot of us have. Peter, have you explored other affiliate programs in the auto niche? I would imagine that products such as car wax have pretty high margins. So the chances are that there may well be some affiliate programs out there that might pay 10, 15, maybe even 20% commission. Now, I might be wrong there, but if you haven't looked, you don't know. So definitely go ahead and do that, because you're probably getting about 4.5 to 5% commission at most through Amazon. And because they're fairly low value products, it probably isn't going to make you a huge amount of money. But again, at the very least, at least get your conversion rate optimization right on that page, because there's about 8% of your total traffic is going to that one and only page. So next up, let's take a look at the backlinks. Now, really what I'm looking for when I look at backlinks so I'm looking for traffic on the domains that is linking back, and I'm looking for relevance. And if we get both of those, we're doing well. So we're going to sort by domain traffic, and then we're just going to look at the do follow links. I'm not saying there's no value in no follow links, I'm just not too interested in them. Okay, and really what I'm looking for here is domains that have got traffic and relevance. So this one, for example, drivingplace.com. I don't really like the foreign text at the top. That's a slight concern. However, it does have decent traffic of 14.7 thousand per month, and it's relevant to driving and cars, the best car leather seats. And again, this talk Thailand, again, is decent, but it seems like he's getting a lot of links from foreign language sites, and that is a slight concern. And the other thing I would say is that none of these sites are particularly powerful. I mean, again, this one is potentially a very good link. It's Nissan, but it's the Thai version of the site. So I'm not sure why you're getting so much so much traffic, so many links from Thai websites. Motoroops.com, again, doesn't really have any traffic. So we're seeing a bit of a mixed bag there really in terms of backlinks, and it's very strange to me that a lot of those decent backlinks are coming from foreign language sites, particularly seem to be Thai websites. Now, there's nothing particularly wrong with Thai websites as such, but Peter is very much focusing on the United States, Canada and the UK. So to have all these links coming in from Thai or any kind of foreign language website doesn't really make sense. The one thing that he does have in his favour is some of those links have good relevance to the motor industry, and they've also got some decent traffic. However, he doesn't have a huge amount of links that are like that. So I think certainly there's an opportunity there to bring some more power into the website, some more relevance into the website through acquiring some other backlinks. And we'll take a look at how we can do that in a second. But before we do that, let's take a look at how his site is structured. So for this, what I tend to use is Screaming Frog. This is a free downloadable tool. It gives you crawlability up to 500 URLs per domain. So for most people, especially with affiliate sites, the free version is going to be absolutely fine. So let's take a look at what we've got going on here. And we can see here, like I said before, all these category pages are indexable. So he probably wants to have a look at that at some point. He doesn't have any 404 errors, which is a good sign. Okay, so the first thing I would say is if we look at the home page, and hopefully you can see this, I'll try and zoom this in so that you can. The meta title for the home page just says home. The home page is the most powerful page on your website. It's also the page where you're really going to tell Google what your site is about. Now, I typically don't try and rank for any keywords with the home page except for the name of the brand. So Carddetainingplanet should be in your meta title at the very least, but then maybe just give some general keywords that show what the niche is about that you are focusing on. To not do this seems to just be a lost opportunity. So you've done it with your meta description. You've said Car Detailing Planet is a place to learn everything about washing and cleaning your vehicle. So what I would have here is just something like Car Detailing Planet dash all about washing and cleaning your vehicle. Something like that. If that's too long, then literally just have Car Detailing Planet dash washing and cleaning. That would be absolutely fine. We've already got car in the domain, so it's clear that it's about cars, but make sure you make use of that. So if we take a look at, okay, let's take a look at this best car waxes page that we saw. So we saw this page had 8% of the traffic. We can see here 9 best car waxes for an 9 best car waxes for an amazing finish 2021, buyer's guide included. First of all, it's a touch too long. We want that to be 65 or under, so 65 characters or under. Secondly, we've still got 2021 in the meta title. Now, there's no excuse for this really, because if you're using Rank Math or Yoast, that allows you to put parameters in there to update with current month or current year. So use that. I'll pop that in the description below so that you can see how to do it. But essentially, you would just include a percentage sign followed by current year with no space and close it with another percentage sign. And that will just update that for you automatically. I think what you've done here is you've actually written 2021 in the meta title and then you've not updated it, so it's now out of date. Clearly, although Ahrefs shows that there is 2,000 searches per month for best car waxes 2021, of course that isn't the case now, and the chances are that 2022 has just taken that. Other than that, generally, I think this is a good meta title. You could probably get rid of the brackets if you wanted to. I like the way you've said buyer's guide included, 9 best car waxes for an amazing finish. I think that looks and sounds really good. I like the fact that you've also included a number in there. That does tend to get people's attention. Let's just take a look at the description. With so many waxes available on the market, it's hard to find a good one. To make it easy for you, I decided to make ... You've got the opposite problem here. You've actually got a bit of extra space on that in terms of characters. And you've not actually included your keyword in there. So you've not actually included best car waxes. You've just said with so many waxes available on the market. I would certainly include best car waxes in there. Some people might say that you're going over optimized. I don't think you're going to go over optimized with a meta description. Now with some of these other pages, like your carpet extractors, your carpet cleaners, I would just use a similar approach and include the year in there. Now this is not good. I'm guessing what you've done here is you've not actually included a meta description, and so it's automatically picking up the first bit of text that it sees on the page, which unfortunately is your affiliate disclosure, and that's what's being pulled through as a meta description. Now the chances are that Google will replace that with some more appropriate copy, but why leave that to chance in the first place? Always, and this is a classic example of why you should always include a meta title, a meta description, and not allow Google to decide that for you. In fact, let's take a look in Google. Yeah, it is replacing it for you, but again, like I said, it's best if you can include what you actually want it to be, and then if Google replaces it, there's nothing you can do about that. Again, these category pages are eating into your crawl budget. These are all deep pages that are being picked up through the pagination. And finally, let's take a look at one of these keywords. So let's go with best car waxes 2022. And let's see what the competition is looking like. In fact, first of all, let's look at 2021 and check that you're in there. And there you are. Ah, okay. So right, okay. So Google has actually picked up your new title of updated 2022. And this actually throws up a really good learning point for all of us, in that Google seems to be not necessarily taking our meta titles a lot of the time these days and using them in the SERPs, and what they're tending to do is to take our page title, which usually generates an automatic H1 tag for that title, and that seems to be what they're using. So actually, Peter, you've got away with it on this in this instance, because Google is actually using your page title as opposed to your meta title that you've told it to use. Still, I would update that meta title though. So let's take a look and see if you're ranking for 2022. And no, you're not on there. So I would certainly go ahead and make that change. But let's take a look at how strong the competition is on this page. So the Spruce is pretty strong, CNET, Autoblog, these are very powerful. You can see these are all DA 90, 91, 83. Now, here is a classic example of how I would look at finding new keywords to try and rank for. This is a DA 10. So this is, and this is called the Carddetainingplanet.com. I can almost guarantee that this is going to be an affiliate website. So let's go and take a quick look at it. And what you can do here, Peter, is you can look at what they're doing and see how this could maybe apply for you. So look at this table that they've got with all these check prices. Again, image is linked, button is linked, really clear call to actions there. But what I'm most interested in here is to find out what else they rank for, because they're not the most powerful of websites. Their domain age is only 2 years. So it's a similar age website to yours, okay? So they've not got the traffic that you've got. But what I would be looking at here is what keywords do they rank for? And we can see that they've got a few featured snippets. And what I'm really looking for here, and we can filter this if we want to. We could filter low keyword difficulty and higher volume keywords. But this is a great one. Gifts for Tesla owners. It's 800 searches a month, keyword difficulty is 1, and they are in position 6. And this is a fantastic opportunity for you to attract traffic that is kind of related to the niche, but kind of not. But if Car Expert is ranking for that keyword, I can almost guarantee that if you write a really good piece of content for that keyword, you're going to perform pretty well for it. And you could include almost anything. Tesla owners have probably got a fair amount of disposable income, and people that are looking for gifts for Tesla owners are probably looking to spend a decent amount of money. They're probably going to be looking for something car related in some way, or at least something techy, something that's got a decent value. But you could put a range of gifts on there at different price points, and I think you could find something there that could potentially convert pretty well. Now, the final thing that I would say here, Peter, is that we can see the topical trust flow for the website is not car related. In fact, it's coming up as adult/world. Now, I'm not quite sure why that's the case. I didn't particularly see any adult related content in the links that were coming through. However, it's something maybe to be aware of and really to focus on attracting those auto backlinks. Now, what we can do is just reverse engineer the competition. Let's take a look at what the carexpert.com have. And what I'm really looking for here again is the traffic and the relevance. I'm not seeing a huge amount here in terms of car or auto related links that they have. But what I would tend to do is to look at the competition, particularly the lower end competition, run them through a tool such as Ahrefs, find what sites are ranking to them that are within the niche that we're interested in, that have traffic of over 1,000 hits per month, and then I would reach out to those websites and try and find a way to negotiate some kind of value exchange where you can get a link from them to your website. So Peter, I think you've done an absolutely fantastic job actually with that website so far. I think from a design point of view and from a technical point of view, you've got quite a few things that you need to work through. And I think if you make those changes, I think you could see quite a decent uptick in traffic. I think from your point of view, I think you've said you're going to focus on content. Make sure that that is really high quality content. Really focus on how you look to convert that traffic in terms of the linking the images, having good quality images, making sure you've got good solid call to actions through your buttons and so on. And then start to think about the backlinks and building that relevance for auto and detailing and so on from relevant websites that have got traffic in your niche. Guys, if you think that you've got any other suggestions for Peter, I would love to hear them, and I think Peter would love to hear them. Drop them down in the comments down below. Feel free to go over and have a look at his website. But please, if you are doing that, do so in a constructive way and not in a nasty and derogatory style. And if you are finding value in this video, please bop that like button because it does show me that you find this content useful. Now we're going to move on to our second site now. I'm going to try and work a little bit quicker through this one. And this is a brand new site, or at least just a few months old. And I think this is going to be very useful for people that are just starting out on their affiliate journey. So this one has been sent in by Rude, and Rude is targeting the USA with this site. It's in the solar power niche, and so far he's made nothing. He's applied for his ZOIC and he's still waiting for that, and hopefully that's come through by now. He applied on the 11th. And he's getting a few hits per month, about 300 users per month, so about 10 to 15 hits per day, which is not too bad at all at this stage. So at the moment he's hoping to just cover his costs, but would like to earn a decent amount, but I think he just doesn't know how much potential he really has from it. Now he says that he's really enjoying the learning process, and this is all very new to him. He's having issues around indexing, which is not a surprise because we all have those with our new websites at the moment. And remember, he's just 4.5 months old, so in the eyes of Google this is most likely definitely sandboxed at the moment. But Rude, as long as you do all the right things at this stage, then you don't really need to worry too much about that. I think the problem Rude has is he's not 100% sure if he is doing the right things or if he's causing problems for himself. He also says that he's mainly focused on informational content so far because he's a bit scared of writing review type content, and this probably comes off the back of the Google product review updates that came out last year. Now my response to that really is that I think you're covering yourself by writing info content. That's absolutely fine. But if you only write info content, then Google is not going to see your website as a review type website. And I think that brings with it other problems when you want to bring that in at a later date. So if I were you, Rude, I would certainly mix that up a little bit, have some info content and some review type content, maybe a 50-50 split, or even a 70-30 split in favour of info content to reviewed content. Now, I'm not saying to people that this is exactly what you should do. I'm just saying at least bring in, for this website, Rude, at least bring in some review type content. So let's take a look at the website first of all. And I can see you've got a decent looking logo up at the top and you've got a good site structure. We can see you must have been approved for the ads. I can see you've been busy with the content as well. So just in the last week, you've had 5 pieces of content or six pieces of content published, which is brilliant. So let's take a look and see how your indexing is going. You've got 34 pages indexed. So you've got a similar issue here to Peter in that you've got your privacy and cookie policy indexed. So in a world where indexing is such an issue, we definitely don't want these pages indexed. I would index the About Us page, so that's absolutely fine. Again, I would not have these author pages indexed. And again, that's just a setting that you can tick in Rank Math or in Yoast. Okay, so you've got quite a range of different topics here. And actually on the whole, other than that one author page, the content that's indexed looks pretty solid. So let's take a look at how much content you've actually got. So looking at this, Rude, it looks like you've got 40 pages on your website. And in fact, one of them was the old homepage on the HTTP, which you've redirected, which is good. So you've actually got 39 pages, and out of those 39, you've got 37 indexed. So I don't think you've got an indexing issue, to be honest. I think anyone watching this video who does have an indexing issue would be quite jealous of that. And what I would say is, I'm guessing, although these are indexable, I would make these non-indexable, by the way, the terms of service, the category pages, the privacy policy pages. I would make those non-indexable. But it looks like Google's decided not to index most of those anyway. However, just make that obvious for them. I like what you've done with your meta title on the homepage. You've got that Explore Solar Power in there, so it's very clear that it's around solar power. Of course, the domain has it in there too. You might want to try and go for the 3 words branded, Discover Solar Power, as separate words rather than just having it discoversolarpower.com, because you've got that on the end of each one. I think, again, from a clickability point of view, I think having that separated might work better, but it's not a massive issue either way. And the other thing I would potentially say is, with some of these, clearly with this do solar panels work with Moonlight, obviously I can see that that is the keyword that you're trying to rank for. Do solar powers work with Moonlight? But by adding the domain name at the end of it, you're potentially losing the opportunity to include some other synonyms for those keywords. So let's have a look at that actually. Do solar panels work with Moonlight? It's a great question, by the way. I'm really interested to know the answer to that. First of all, there's a bit of search for it, which is nice to see. Just a little bit, 50 searches a month, according to Keywords Everywhere. Okay, actually, it's interesting here because a lot of them do actually include the brand at the end. So it might be worth doing that. This one's a good example of another way of doing it. You're wrong in this. So it's giving me, it's tapping into my emotions. It makes me want to look at that because I want to know why I'm wrong. So I want to click into that and find out, which, potentially if they can outperform these that are above them with click-through rate, it then might get bumped up. Again, tech mystery solved. That's interesting. So I might go in and find the answer to that myself later. So let's take a look at how you're doing in terms of Ahrefs. I think from a technical point of view, actually your website's looking all right. Let's take a look at one of your pages. Okay, I like the layout. You've interspersed it with a few images. Obviously we can see that it's It's not a page that's looking to generate affiliate traffic at the moment, but let's just take a look at how you've structured it. So you've not got a meta description, so you're probably going to want to pop a meta description in there. Your meta title, we can see. Word count. We're just going to Google that. I'm just going to look at what the other sites on page 1 have. So 1,200, 13, 1,002, 2.5. Okay, so interesting that the top one has more words, but then the average beyond that is probably about 1,300. So I think your word count is probably pretty much bang on there for what I would probably do myself. You've gone kind of between the two. You've got 1H1, 7H2s, 15H3s. Yeah, I think you're absolutely spot on there with everything that you've done from a technical point of view. Just make sure all your images are using alt tags as well. You've not got any schema, so you could potentially put some structured data in there. But I like the fact that you've got the table of contents. This one at the top here is a featured snippet. So you could take a look at their page and see exactly how they're ranking for the featured snippet and see if you can replicate something similar in your page. But on the whole, I think there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I think certainly you've got the opportunity here to build in some more review content, and I don't think you need to worry about that at all at this stage. I think I would at least probably build in 5 or 10 review type pages or roundup type pages, get those included. I can see that you've included your category pages up at the top, which is fine. You might want to have some drop downs here so you can get them navigatable, some of these pages navigatable directly from the home page, because obviously at some point some of these posts are going to be removed from the home page. So just to give you that direct link from the home page to your most powerful pages. So let's take a look at how you are performing in terms of the data in Ahrefs. Let's see if it's picking up anything. So it's not picking up any major traffic. Obviously you've said you're getting around 300 hits a month, so you are getting more than what this is giving you credit for. But let's just take a look at the keywords that you are ranking for. Okay, this one, fantastic keyword, solar powered hot tub. This has all the hallmarks of being a fantastic affiliate keyword if you can get onto page 1 for it. You're already position 20. So it's got 1,100 searches per month. Now, I'm guessing from what you've told me already that there are no affiliate links on this page. This is an info page about why you should try it. Now, you have a choice here. And this is a difficult one, because do you go after that keyword with maybe best solar powered hot tubs and have a second page and then have this page linking to it? Or do you go after that keyword with this page, with not the perfect URL, but it's not bad, and then include some of those products in here? Because I imagine solar powered hot tubs are fairly expensive. Do people buy them online? Don't know, but still has the potential to be pretty decent. So that's one way maybe you could experiment with almost turning that into an affiliate page. But that's a question for you to kind of ask yourself. Let's have a look at some of these others. Have we got any on page 1? No, but we're not far off. And these are all fairly low difficulty. So let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at this keyword, solar powered hot tub. And the first thing I'd be doing is looking at some of these websites and seeing if they've got affiliate programs, because you're definitely not going to want to run that through Amazon. Let's just take a look at how powerful these are. I mean, it's DA17. It's ripe for the picking. DA14. DA14. Rude, this is where I start getting excited now, because that keyword is, I'm not going to say it's gold, but I want you to be telling me in 12 months' time that you're making money from that keyword, because the competition is not great. Your website has just as much opportunity to rank for that keyword as those ones that are there. You can make that happen. Now, whether you do it with that page or whether you create another page and then link to it, and you might end up having to redirect the old page to the new one, that's up to you. My instinct would be, initially, I would try and convert the existing page and get some 2 or 3 really relevant, strong, powerful links going to that page, targeting the solar powered hot tubs, sign up for some affiliate programs with some decent percentages, get the products on there, up at the top, maybe a little table, affiliate table, and see what you can do. If you can sell one a month at 10%, you potentially could be making, $300, $400, $500. So that is something that I think you should focus on in the next few weeks. Optimize the hell out of that page and get that moved up onto page 1, and then see what happens. And then the other thing that I'm going to say is, we're going to do what we did before. Let's DIY Solar Shack. I wonder if that's an affiliate site. Let's take a look. Might be. Let's see what they rank for. Solar powered jacuzzi. It's the same page, it's just a different keyword. Solar panel for pergola. So many options here. I can see that's one that you had, solar powered Bitcoin miner. I mean, look at all these page 1s that they've got. Position 1, look at all these position 1s that they've got. Solar panels for home use. I mean, that's in the people also ask, but they're ranking. And then again, you can just go through the various sites and pick off the keywords that they're ranking for. And now, just to finish off, let's take a look at your backlinks. And Ahrefs is running full speed again now, which is making my life a little bit easier. And you've not really got any links here that are powerful, or that have traffic, or that have any kind of real relevance. So I think Rude, you've focused this in exactly the right way. I think you've taken the exact right approach to what you've done with this website. You have got the infrastructure of the site bang on, pretty much bang on. You have focused on your content, and I think you've done a decent job of that. The fact that you've got rankings on page 2 and 3 for quite a lot of keywords when you have pretty much 0 backlinks is a fantastic position to be in. Now, there will be people that will tell you not to build backlinks, and there'll be people that will tell you that you don't need to build backlinks. I'm not from that school of thought, so I'm sorry to people that love the income school and so on. That's not how I operate. I think you can double down on a couple of keywords there, particularly the solar powered hot tubs. That needs to be a focus. I'm not saying you need to go crazy. 1 or 2 links. Start small. You can outreach yourself at that level. I would say if you sent out 10 emails, you will probably get 1 backlink. You'll have to pay for it. It might cost you $20, $30, $40, $50. But I'm telling you, you will get a positive ROI on that once that gets to page 1. It's not that competitive, and it can be done. The next step, I think, for you is to continue with the content creation until you get to at least 100 pages or so, but bring in review and buyer guide type content, as well as continuing to create info-based content. You are on the right tracks, and the potential with this niche, they don't have huge search volumes, but there's potential for good and high commissions on each and every sale that you make. Of course, you're going to bring ads into that as well, if that's what you choose to do. but you are absolutely on the right lines. Guys, if you have any comments for Rude's website there, leave them down in the comments and I'll try and chip in as well, and we'll get you some really constructive feedback from the community as well as what you've just hopefully received from me. And if you guys watching want to have your website audited, make sure you are on the Affiliate School email list. You can do that simply by going to the channel page and clicking the thing up at the top somewhere where it says join our list or something like that, and you can get on our list. And if you want to see how I have probably not taken most of the advice that I've given you guys today in this video, then you might want to watch this playlist next, because this shows you how I have taken a website from $25 per month that I bought on Flipper last year and trying to get it as high as I possibly can. And I do reveal the current earnings in that video, so be sure to watch that next. Thanks for watching, guys, and good luck with your projects.